Hey everybody, welcome back to the Spin Rack. This is Mars here, and I'm here with my boy Petey. Say what's up, Petey.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, today we're talking about what dropped just today. Avengers Doomsday. We had to come out and give you a quick review of what we thought of this particular trailer. So, Selector, without further ado, drop the trailer.
So the freezer says Xavier School for Gifted
Gifted
Youngster.
Angels. Yes.
Let's go. What did Mario say they're not going to do?
Excuse
You
me?
said they're not going to do
Who?
Phoenix. You said you were Mars is not going to do. They're not going to do Phoenix.
I can't believe they're gonna do Phoenix again. I doubt it. Not for this movie.
What do you think it is?
It's Doctor Doom. It's the incursions, the Hickman storyline.
I fought with many warriors in my time. Far stronger than all of us put together, and they died. Died facing enemies and threats. It's given me far less than this one.
It's looking good.
Everything that they sacrifice will be for nothing if we do not stand together. Outside your petty squabbles. You will nothing except this. If you return, you will return as brothers and sisters. Words. We're going to need a miracle. Hey, pal. It's not possible.
You are worthy.
I don't like that smile at all. That person is terrible. 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 Terrible ending.
So, what of you? What can I say? I mean, hey,
Phoenix is
this,
back.
I don't think that's Phoenix. You think that's Phoenix?
What else are they trying to sell you on?
It's the incursions, bro. It's the where the planets are coming together. The only way to defeat one planet, the only way to confirm that your planet will survive is by destroying the other planet. That's the Hickman run. That's the Hickman incursion run that he had. That's what they're talking about. You know,
That's what Dr. Doom was doing.
that's what it looks like he's going to do. It looks like it's going to
But
be
wasn't
based
that
on.
Secret Wars or something?
Well, it could be going into that, maybe another aspect of it. All the portion that they're doing right now looks more like the Hicksman's incursion one, where they're trying to save the planet, one and the other planets are going to get destroyed. So hey, it looks good. The thing is that we're introducing. We've already seen many of the heroes and well, we don't see many villains, but most of the heroes from the current worlds, and you're seeing different teams. We have the quote unquote new Avengers based off of Falcon. You have the new Avengers, the Thunderbolts Avengers based off of Black Widow. Then you also have Fantastic Four. You see Mbappe and not Mbappe, talking soccer.
M'Baku.
Mbaku and the Wakandans, along with the Atlanteans, all getting together. So it's like they're trying to do something there. And of course, you see, I mean, I didn't expect Ant-Man in this movie at all, and he showed up. We also see Shang-Chi with the three rings. We also see our boy Rennie. Was it LeBeau? Not LeBeau.
LeBeau. Remy LeBeau.
Lenny LeBeau. He shows up, and the coloring, it looks fantastic. It all looks good. So
No, it
I'm
doesn't.
there, bro. I am there hard. You know,
It's colored so you can hide as much bad graphics as you always can.
that's good. But look at them go at it, bro. And then of course you got Loki from the TVA. If you're watching the series, there it is. It explains what's going on or shows what's going on. I want to say that. Um, I'm wondering if they're gonna. So I mean, just seeing you have all different groups getting together, and the question is, what are they gonna do? Are they gonna fight and bicker? And I think we have that first opening scene where Thor is basically saying like, "Yo, chill out. You know, we need to work together." We got Mystique. I don't know if that's the original Mystique. You got,
Yes, the original Mystique.
just wondering. I said, but it's cool. The powers are off the chain. I don't know. You got Patrick. As we know, now that we know that there's a new Sadie Sink is the new Phoenix, right? No, excuse me, the new Jean Grey. We know that means they're going to be doing a whole new X-Men, a younger X-Men than what they currently have. So that means, this Xavier, this Magneto is not going to survive.
So what's name's daughter's grown up even more. Like, this is okay. The hard part here is that there's going to be a bunch of heroes fighting, wasting time because there's only one Doctor Doom. So for some reason they're going to be fighting for a while now. Now this is the other thing. Well, I can't tell people what Doctor Doom is. Doctor Doom is the master planner. If he if you can't stop him, that means he's already used the inhibitor array. Meaning you can't swing at him, you can't do anything to him. So you can't him stopping him like that. He already has the inhibitor array. That's the thing. So the idea of dealing with Doctor Doom is to figure out something else for him to do, not to have an all-out brawl or hero pile on like Thanos. But what else can we do? We got Doctor Doom here. We got Thor, and basically it's still the same three people: Thor, Robert Downey Jr., and then fake Thor here in Captain America. And he's supposed to be an old man, but all he did was go back in time and keep his old hairstyle, like look out of place. Where they be telling you in the 40s, "Hey, cut your hair, young man. Like, what are you looking like that for?
In the
You a
40s, are you
girl?
literally saying in the
Are you a
40s?
girl or something? Some sort of girly man, huh? Oh, you're a hippie now."
So one of the things that from what I've been reading with some of the reviews, they're saying that that time when they says Marvel's going to re-edit the ending of what's the name of
Infinity
that?
War
Yeah, Infinity War, the last one.
or Endgame.
Endgame. So when you see them there, right, instead of him growing old and dying there, is that they're going to say that he got taken away from that world and put to another world. And so that's where they lived. And so Doctor Doom, he went to Doctor Doom's world, and Doctor Doom is claiming, and this is what one of the YouTube reviewers is claiming, that they got put to Doctor Doom's world, and Doctor Doom believes that because he and Peggy went there, they are the ones that helped start the incursion, which is a little different from the book, whereas basically deals with beyonders and molecule mens and explosions, but it changes that move right there. And so he really, really, really hates Steve Rogers. And so he really wants to get him destroyed. But in the meantime, to save his world, he's destroying everything else, you know. And so that's why we come to this thing where the heroes in one world are like, hey, we gotta try to save our world while others there. I think look, the key thing is here that the goal of this whole movie is to clean up the MCU. This is the essence of how we have Crisis on Infinite Earths. This is the cleaning up of the MCU where we're going to get rid of this multiverse stuff, hopefully wrap it up in this movie, and then we move on to the battle world where you have the Secret Wars happening, and then we go on from there. Okay?
No, none of this works. None of
How does
it.
it work? You haven't seen the
Oh,
movie. You can't say it didn't work if you haven't seen the movie.
as I can. There's too many characters. The
They're gonna
Russos can try to play off all this stuff, but the key part is the same three people. That's where Infinity ended, where it's like, oh, well, it's about these three people. And at the same time, you've decided that Captain America is the guy, but he's barely a hero. What's he doing here? Just like here, crowd pleasing cheer moment. Yay! So he can pick up those, and he can somehow had the power to go to his hand. He couldn't do that in the comic books where it goes to his hand. He don't got none of those powers.
This is the MCU, and he got that. It's not a question if he has powers. He has the question is he worthy? And since he's
He's
worthy,
not worthy.
well, in this book, in the MCU, he's
He
Magellan,
is
and
not worthy.
he's worthy. Just like so he
Captain America is not. We can't find only people that can lift it is people with pseudo blonde hair. Nah, it ain't the thing. Come on. In the comic books, it's even worse. It's Cap. It's hair metal Cap, hair metal Thor, Thor Cap, and then Beta Ray Bill. That's
What about Jane Foster? She picks it up in the comic books. So if you want to use the comic books, let's call it what it is.
well. At the same time, they've given her blonde hair, but
And Better Ray Bill doesn't have blonde hair. So what do you say there?
no, but that was against type. That's when it worked.
So this is against type. This
So
works.
not against type. There's another blonde guy that
He's not blonde. He's brunette.
oh, he's the nicest guy in the world. Of course, that's the last person you should give it to because it's too obvious.
Okay.
Oh, then they always say Peter Parker because he's so nice. Shung.
No, it says worthy, the most worthiest.
He's not worthy just because he's Captain America. That don't have nothing to
He's
do
worthier
with it.
than most other people. So hey, what can I
No, he's
say?
not worthy, and that's not what it's supposed
He's
to
probably
be.
even worthier than Thor.
No,
Thor's
see,
bad behavior.
that doesn't make any sense. That is the most ridiculous thing. Just because he's nice and people like that, they didn't. The thing is, he don't got no powers, so they give him the hammer. So him and Thor, that hammer that Thor has, the Stormbreaker is supposed to be Beta Ray Bill's, and you know it.
I don't know. The Better Ray Bill doesn't exist in this universe, so we don't need to talk about that.
Yeah, they're like, hey, we're making this, and people are like, oh, they're gonna be Beta Ray Bill. No, we're giving it to Cap. So he can keep, what is Thor coming on? I'm walking with these two hammers. You know, I'm gonna keep walking.
So
with
he just gave one to. He gave one. He gave one.
Oh, it doesn't.
All right. So look, what about other stuff?
Can't run around.
Petey,
Steve
what
Rogers
about
can't run around with Captain America's hammer, and then we're gonna do stories with Captain America with the power of Thor. It doesn't make any sense.
Hey, all right. So you may not like it, but I think it's a very crowd pleaser and it'll get people in. So what do you think about the whole thing with you see the fight between the mutants and well, I guess the fight between all of them. It looks like they're all fighting once again.
I'm tired. I'm done with heroes fighting. I'm done with it. That means you don't got any story. I've just been arguing with people online where they had a story with Gladiator fights the character Cannonball. And Gladiator comes to get X-Men's help, but he runs into Cannonball and he's holding Cannonball's head. So Cannonball starts using his power and they get into this fight. Gladiator loses and he says, no, I'm sorry. I was here to ask you guys for help. How does that relate to fighting? So it's like every time we see these fights, it's just a waste of time. And the thing is, you think Gambit's thing can work against these damn rings? No, it's not how it works. Yes, Gambit has some sort of karate nonsense that he does, but then you have these powerful rings. What is Gambit going to do with his cards?
Right, but I'm saying, I think the Gambit is not considered an Omega Omega level. Level mutant.
Jim Lee considers him Omega. And then you got Franklin. Now we got to factor in Franklin being in this thing. Somehow Dr. Doom exploiting Franklin, which was the whole point of having the Fantastic Four here. And then maybe you can kill Reed so she can go date Submariner and that sort of thing. They cleaned up Submariner, so well, actually they didn't clean him up.
But I'm saying we're getting back to Gambit. I mean, you don't think Gambit can be powerful? I mean, remember he's
supposed to be a thief
in the comic books. Now he is he has the potential to be an Omega level mutant without his the stuff.
And we haven't even seen Wolverine, thankfully. I don't know how long we can go without seeing him, but at some point they're gonna throw him in there.
Well, Wolverine, I don't know. If they're building a new X-Men team, can Wolverine be in a new X-Men team?
Yes. They already got him booked to do more movies. And this is the thing. What is Captain America?
Why are we focused on Captain? There's so much more of the video, and you're still going.
I'm okay.
Petey, let's focus on some of the other stuff, bro.
The only thing I say is good is the voice that Robert Downey's using. Only problem is that the face is Iron Man. So I don't want to.
We don't even see the face. There's the mask. So do you see his face?
The point of it, you don't understand how they're going to remove the mask.
But they're not moving it now. So I'm saying you don't see him now. And that's the key thing. And they're going to explain why he becomes Doom.
No. Right? It's going to be, oh my God, it's Tony. No, I am Von Doom. And then they said, no, you got to remember, we were friends in another life. In another life. Maybe we were. So the hard part is doing these stories with all these characters. Which one of these guys are Avengers? Thor is, Dr. Doom is, and Captain America.
How's Dr. Doom an Avenger? Here, these are the Avenger
Because
group.
it's Robert Downey Jr. This gonna be the triumvirate.
He's Doom, so he's not an Avenger. He's Doom from another world. The Robert Downey Jr., who is the actor, versus who we're talking about in terms of the Iron Man of this world, the 616 or whatever they're using it, is dead. So now we're looking at someone from another world, probably the Fantastic Four world, where he is someone different.
So
Okay?
we have Reed Richards, right? Right? But the thing is going to be about, well, they're trying to find their kid. That's what they're back here for, right? No,
You're
no.
making me dizzy going back and forth, bro. Can you just go one way?
I'm
You
trying to
know?
figure
Yeah, but it's gonna make us in the audience dizzy, bro. What are you doing?
what.
Going back and forth. Why
So
we just start from the beginning and move across
we did.
slow, but you keep going back.
X-Men. You asked me to go back and go through it in one
No,
way.
I'm just
I'm going
saying,
through it
don't keep
one
going
way.
back and forth like that, man.
Listen, they're not. You're not supposed to be looking at it. You're talking to the camera.
I'm talking to the camera, but I'm seeing what you're doing. And people are gonna see what you're doing.
But I do this all the time.
I know, but it's like, it's getting very like,
You know, you're not supposed to be cutting into the actual talk of the show. You're supposed to be sticking to the point of the
we
show.
go over the show all the time, bro. You know that.
I think
So what's the point you want to show? You keep going back and forth. What did you want to show?
the hard part is that we have these. We just have a lot of characters, not enough villains. That's what Infinity War. They had some villains for the heroes to fight, so they weren't fighting the heroes and trying to work out their problems, right? So we got the X-Men. We haven't seen the X-Men start fight, but we know we've seen Shang-Chi fighting Gambit for some strange reason. Why are they fighting? We don't know, but we'll find out. But then Thor is talking to them saying, hey, we got to figure this out, which was the same thing that happened in the first Avengers. You guys got to work it out, but it's just going to be on a larger scale. And who's dead here? It better not be Galactus.
I don't think it's Galactus. I think that's isn't that a Sentinel on the ground?
I don't know. I can't tell. But Doctor Strange, is Cyclops busting out? It shouldn't be. That's just fire.
So here's the thing. If you are talking to who the bad guys, I think they kind of showed us who the bad guys are.
Who?
Doctor Doom, and of course they haven't said it specifically,
Why
but it
would you
could
say
be.
Doctor Doom when we know we saw Doctor Doom?
But I'm
Who's the
trying to
other
say,
villains?
but Namor.
No, they're gonna be in the fight. They showed us in the circle. They're gonna be in a fight, and they're gonna figure that out. They're gonna have him join.
Because in the incursion run with Hickman, if you read the comic, Namor actually joins Doctor Doom.
Doctor Doom doesn't need Namor.
Well, it's not only Namor, it's him and a bunch of other people too.
And here we show the Invisible Woman holding back like freaking Moses, holding back the water. This is the oldest trick in the Hollywood book of holding back the water. There's always something in there doing that. Great
Classic Cyclops.
scene. The hard part is, can we just use his power in a way that is stops Doom? Oh, so I went through it. The hard part is that it's a good trailer, but at the same time, for me, I said what I said where it falls apart. Um, and we got Snarky J. She says a nostalgia that's too late. That they're trying to pull our heartstrings and bring back all this stuff. Oh, here's Cap. Everything that was a crowd pleasing moment, and that's my kryptonite. It's the crowd pleasing moment. So I hear you, and I have been saying that I understand that fans are gonna love this to some extent, and it feels like they're gonna Marvel is cashing out um, of this thing, but at the same time, to just have Thor die so he can say I don't have to do these things anymore. When the thing is they don't kill these guys, so you can always bring them back.
I think the problem was that let's look at the whole thing. The reality is this multiverse saga has not been a success for Marvel, right? They've basically lost their ground. They lost themselves after the end game, and they just stuck to this multiverse. So you had a couple of different things they're doing. No multiverse that turned out not to be popular. That's number one. Then you had the whole thing when the world changed, and they kept that whole blip too, and that kind of pissed off a lot of people, right? The whole blip where it continued in many of the stories too. And that storyline at least died, and because no one really talks about it anymore.
Remember, you used to talk about it in such reverence that they could
I
fix
talk about the
everything.
blip, but I'm saying if they did the
No, you
blip
used
and
to talk about
continued
the
the blip,
multiverse as it made total sense, and they could
it
always
does make
fix
total sense. But
everything.
I'm saying that the
So
audience is
why are
not
they
accepting
trying to
it.
wipe it out now? Because
I
it
said
sucks.
the audience isn't getting it. So what? We need to move on from then, right? The audience isn't getting it. You're not. So they're trying to. So they're going to wipe this out. They want to bring in a new X-Men. I think someone said the new X-Men is supposed to come out by 2028, 2029. Sadie Sink is going to be the center of it. They're going to have Xavier. We don't know whether it's going to be the guy from First Class or they're going to bring someone else. But they're going to build a whole new team. And I think by the time we see Battle World, which is the Secret World, Secret Wars, the next one, we will have probably the nucleus of a team that'll be showing up. There's too many heroes. We've seen how many people are going to show up.
Thank you.
So
That's what I'm saying.
right, but I'm saying we know most of them are not going to spend a long time. They're going to die, right? The whole point is to clear away, connect everything together into the universe and get rid of the old stuff and move on with the new stuff. The main heroes, there's nothing wrong. People need to focus on major protagonists. So it's here. What happened to Doctor Doom? We know not Doctor Doom, Doctor Strange. He's going to be in this. You know what I'm trying to say? And they don't show him. We saw this whole long line of shares. Remember? And there's so many people that were there and the other people that were missing. And so where are those guys? Right? I didn't see enough people here. But I know that the way it's going to work, Earth has to be, if this is the incursion one that they're talking about, somebody either good or bad is going to try to destroy a world because they want their world to survive. Right? That's where Namor comes in. He wants his world to survive. And so they're going to do what the heroes don't want to do. They're going to make the worst, the other Earths die because they're like, hey, we got to do this for us to survive. you know. So I mean, I guess I don't want to. I don't know if that's a spoiler. The problem is Marvel goes different ways. I'm just saying based on the Hickman run regarding the incursions and Secret Wars coming up. You know.
Well, you might be right on your thing of what the story is and what it's based on. The hard part is that to get to where they want to get to, trying to make this as it's like the Marvel cookout. So we bring everybody back, everyone we can bring back, but somehow Wasp isn't back because she complained about Marvel. No Blade, like all this other stuff that's not happening. No Eternals. The Eternals supposed to be a one-off. All this other stuff. So the hard part is that it's not really. There's too many characters. I don't think you can do it. I think Infinity War was the luck of the draw. They're very good directors. I think they did a good job of it. Um, the end game was a lot of fan stuff, and at the same time, it took from Star Trek Voyager, so it kind of killed any sort of thing that they had. So here, I would be happy to do a thing where Thor gathers the regular Avengers and goes. Well, not, I don't want them to go against Doom. Oh, oh. That's why I'm upset because he's a Fantastic Four villain. I'm never going to forget it, even though we know this was coming out for who knows how long. And I've been saying it every time. So
They have been changing these villains for a long time. So
no,
it
now it's a full
is.
actual sandbox. Instead of you have villains go for other villains, the Avengers are notorious for stealing people's villains. And now, like the Avengers style, now we take Doom. Now, Doom can show up in the Avengers from time to time, but not turn them into this like. Uh, there's some really great Doom stories. Doom turning the Fantastic Four to actually that story was plotted out to be Fantastic Four the movie. The Fantastic Four is stuck in Littleville and find out that Doctor Doom is taking them over and trapped them in this miniature of this quiet town. And they've been there for we don't know how long. So I think when I first it did have a lot of high energy. It's just with the moment that I said that I've issued. So that's where my last thing is going to be.
Well, I mean, look, I think it's a good start. I think they're bringing out they look. The reality is Marvel's out to make money. They're owned by Disney, and they're going to do everything. They're going to put out all the stops to make it. Is it going to be a classic storybook? No. People have died. People come back, and that's come back in every comic. God knows how many times Phoenix has come back, you know. But
Phoenix
the,
came back. No, Phoenix didn't have to come back. Jean Grey came back once, and then Grant Morrison decided, oh, Phoenix has to come back. So he kills Jean, and then she comes back. Then she comes back in the future, and that's an old Chris Claremont plot from when he was working with Dave Cockrum. Said, oh, we'll have Jean come back in the future, but she came back for Wolverine, not not Cyclops. So, I don't know. It's maybe it's superhero fatigue in the sense that there's so many characters, and I don't imagine a good story. Imagine a lot of fights so people can say, "Oh, we got to see this person about that person," and somehow the people that shouldn't be surviving these fights. And we haven't even seen Spider-Man. Who knows what he's going to be doing after he kicks the Hulk's behind?
I don't know. I gotta
Go
say,
look at the trailers.
I've seen the trailers. So so Pete, I just gotta say, are you gonna watch this movie? Yes or no?
Um,
The answer is yes. So all this complaining
no,
and
no.
belly aching, you're gonna watch the movie and you're gonna watch it.
I
And you
might
know what?
age out. I
This
might
is not
age
any
out.
less. This is not any less characters
I
than the
might age
beloved
out.
X-Men that has a million different characters altogether. So when you talk about stories with a lot of characters, you need to talk about the X-Men,
X
where they have
Factor has
150
one set of
characters.
characters.
Okay, and people have
X
similar
Factor
powers.
has one set of characters. X Men has one set of characters.
No, they're all mutants and
Excalibur
they're
has.
interchangeable.
They're not
It's a different thing.
interchangeable. They're not
So
interchangeable.
and they have some with the same
They're
powers,
not
some same
interchangeable.
psychic powers, and they have the same morphing powers, and they have the same, um,
They
just
are
over
kept
and over.
ones of characters that, but that's not the fault of. The fault is that in different realms and different areas, they had another telepath over here, or villains that are telepaths.
I
So
don't. I'm not saying the point is not that. The point is that they are. P. That's the key thing. It's not that they. It's the question that they are, and it's confusing. But yet you can parse who's who in that madness. But yet when you look at this, you're like, oh, I can't parse this.
okay, you don't understand this. I'm reading. Let's take this is an X-Men comic book, right?
I can't see it.
Then this is a separate X-Men
I
comic,
can't see it either.
and then this is a separate X-Men comic book. So all these three, say, you put it all together, but you are not doing one story here, then one movie
Wait. Are
here.
you trying to seriously say what about what about all the crossovers, which they have every year, where there's still a whole bunch? So don't tell me there's one X-Men here when there's a whole bunch of different crossovers where
In
there's
the
ton of
first crossovers, the X-Men follow one line, the X Factor followed another, and the New Mutants, they went into the future. So the idea is that they found ways to have two storylines going on at the same time. Then the next one were totally different stories that weren't interconnected. It isn't until we get to, but we were waiting for a meeting of all the heroes, the X Men and X Factor to finally meet. After all, that was the third one, right? So after that, then they were like, no, we want to do another. We want to do crossovers for the Avengers. We are tired of doing X-Men crossover, and that's what they did. But the thing is, we can't talk about how Marvel screwed the pooch and say that's how it's supposed to be done. That's how we led to. It took how many years? It might have taken. It destroyed the infrastructure of comic books, right? Because kids had money, but their money was going in the wrong ways. So say you have, $5, and at that time you could buy um, books for 75 cents. All the X books cost $1. So you had to pay more for the X books So Marvel was actually writing off the company off of the X-Men, right? So and then at some point they all leveled out. Marvel was keep going, but then at the same time they were pushing out the independents. The independents were being pushed out by Marvel, right? So then at some point you get the image thing happening. They took from what Marvel, but they're taking the same audience and they're pulling it over here. But then when they started seeing the numbers, they're like, "Oh, we're bringing in new readers." No, the people like McFarlane, they were instant top sellers. You could take a McFarlane book, sell it for $10, and you spent $1 on it. $15. Oh, here's Sabretooth. Oh, this one's 25. You're making money, and the dealers are the speculators. So this is the thing. We can't talk about how we got to here. We can't do a simple Thor story. We can't do a simple Spider-Man story. We have to say, oh, it was Marvel team up. Oh, and Avengers, like this is the thing. George Perez could do 3 main characters. And when you see other people doing that, they were falling on their faces. And writers who are known to write stuff like that, like Roy Thomas, when he did that without Neil Adams, he struggled. There were a whole bunch of characters that were just standing around, right? Because they didn't understand that the artist was having the performance, the acting. Like you didn't even have to, they didn't have to provide anything for the plot. They have me, you interacting, and Perez got one doing this and the other doing whatever. Like they're having performance. So, but you have someone that's going to be thinking about that in Perez all the time. The thing is, I'm scrolling back, you have these characters just standing around. Outside of the look, there's no real difference. And if you had them all kind of making a pose, it would still look ridiculous because why? But we need to know more about the characters, and we need to have, when you cut it down to a Fantastic Four movie, a Thunderbolts, Avengers, you have enough characters to kind of do your story, and then you can have supporting characters who can be humans, that sort of thing. But you can't do that. You have to now be, how do we get to 1 billion, 3 main characters on every frame? And I don't think that worked in Endgame. I don't think the ending worked at all. You know,
It's one of the most successful Marvel movies ever, Petey.
Here we go. You can be successful like Image, like X-Men #1, and actually go in the wrong direction.
The direction
Going in
wasn't
the
that. The
wrong
direction was
direction.
the multiverse that they went, that they could not bring people along. That was the direction they had. That was the issue,
You
right?
were the one fighting for the multiverse.
I
It
fought
makes
for it, but
no
what can I do?
sense.
If
It
people
makes
aren't
so
watching
much
it,
sense.
if people aren't watching it, we need to do something. People got superhero fatigue.
No, you just stop it. You don't do another story explaining the multiverse and how to fix it.
But we have gone so far past the review to
You
our
want to get
battles
out of here? I
between
get it.
our
I
battles
understand.
between our battles about Marvel, how they do things. You know, it's not a question of getting out of here. It's a question of focusing on what we are talking about. Do you like the trailer? The answer for you is no. I like the trailer, and
Most of the trailer, except for Captain America holding Thor's hammer.
I
Yeah.
like the trailer because I know all the X-Men are going to die. So what about that? Does that feel better?
Why? What do you care about the X-Men dying?
I'm joking. It's a fresh new start. You
The
know.
X-Men, the thing is, people want to act like the X-Men weren't successful at Fox. They were very successful.
Oh yeah, and how many times do we have the Sentinels come back again?
The Sentinels never really were used in the right way.
Are you crazy? You know how many stories the Sentinels feature in, and they were
Which
used in the right
stories
way
were they
to
used in the Avenger in the X-Men?
the first one. I don't know what it was
Nope, they
called. I know
weren't
Days of
used in the
Future
first one.
Past.
They
I
weren't.
think
All
they're on
right, here we go.
cables.
This is the thing. You're going left. In the was it the Last Stand, Wolverine cuts off the head and it just bounces on the screen,
Yeah.
right? And then in Days of Future Past, Magneto takes over the Sentinels. The
Okay.
only thing is that we see a future where they're competent, right? In the past, they're not. The idea is that Sentinels are supposed to be the same way against mutant kind. They're not supposed to be lame. It should be able to negate Magneto's powers.
Yes.
They're supposed to overwhelm. It's like the equivalent of the zombie thing, but you have these robots that can't be stopped. The only problem is people always see them and they think paper mache. Oh, here's Wolverine. I can take out one by myself. The idea is that you fight one, Wolverine cuts them, and it's basically like cutting, cutting off your belt buckle. Well, that's the equivalent of what he could do against a Sentinel, right? So then they grab him, and then they can incinerate all of his skin, and it can't grow back. Just incinerate all that, and then he's kaput, right? So this is what you want. You want to do a Sentinel story where they're neutralizing mutants, and then they turn to the humans and say, "We don't need you." That's the Sentinel story. That was the first one. And then the next time they are following the human until they find out that this human has a medallion that doesn't allow the Sentinels to see that he's a mutant. So he's like, "Hey, I'm putting out the thing, destroy all mutants." And the judge takes off the amulet, takes it off his chest. Says, "Oh, I might have been too hasty to do that." And they say, "No, you, Larry Trask, are a mutant." And then they don't have, they just follow their last order. Their last order is destroy all mutants, right? And then they get into a big thing. So the thing is that the X-Men didn't even have to do the Sentinels. They could have done what I've already said. I did a great trailer on Proteus. They could have done Proteus because they already had Moira McTaggart. They had her son. They could have got the guy from Breaking Bad to play Joe McTaggart. So, but the X-Men, even if I didn't agree with what they did, was successful. And Marvel's already starting to use that stuff in what's the name. We've seen Magneto and Xavier all hugged up together. Already seen Deadpool and Wolverine. So this X-Men, outside of the costumes, they're finally getting some of the costumes right, but they're not putting any money in the costumes for Ant-Man, Captain Falcon America, not to be confused with Steve Rogers, hammer-toting Steve Rogers. He might as well be Nightwing. Remember when Nightwing was walking around as Dick Grayson in the Titans comic book, and he finally figured out an identity? That's what Cap is doing around here. And they're gonna see Cap and be like, "Yeah, Cap, you're here, but you got a hammer. How does that work?" It's too much backstory.
I don't know what to say to all of that, Petey. I
You
don't even know
want
where
to
to,
think
I don't I
riled
don't
up.
even know where
You
to
want this to
comment.
happen.
I don't know where to comment. Where do you even begin? I'm trying to say because that was all over. I'm trying. Getting
The
back to the
X-Men
trailer,
was
I think
successful.
going back
We
to the
don't need
trailer.
that. We don't need them wiped out. They're doing the same thing that Deadpool did, doing a send off for the X-Men. And they're trying to say, "Hey, look at us. We put them in the costumes." The other ones were successful too. So get the F out of here with that nonsense. People complain about the yellow spandex. Now Wolverine's in yellow metallic outfit. You wanted this. You wanted this.
Really,
You asked for it.
I sure did. I sure did. I Is there anything else you got to say, Petey? Or are we gonna close this
Anything
out?
else you got to say?
I think I'm gonna close it out. So I'm gonna watch this. I think this has been a very successful series. I hope that the all the ads and teasers leading up to this is going to be a fantastic series that we're going to see. So I'm all for it, down for it. If you want more explanation of what's going on, I can't guarantee it's going to be it, but read the incursions from Hickman, Jonathan, I think it's from like 2014, 2015, around that period, and you'll probably get a better understanding of what's going on here in the story. Okay.
We saw the Beast to see Wolverine and Binary. Now, Binary could possibly defeat Doctor Doom by herself.
But it's not just any Doctor Doom. If you noticed in his uniform, he has runes on it. So he's used runes. So he's using magic as well as science.
Oh my god!
So
we're not even
in
seeing
Secret War. In Secret War, he becomes God Emperor Doom. But we're way ahead of what we're trying to talk to about reviewing this. So it's going to be
Uh,
because he
we
has to
still
go
got
fight.
Franklin to worry about.
We're not even close to that yet. We keep jumping up. Why don't we focus on what we hear? The trailer that we
That's
came to
what
talk
we
about.
last saw in the film was Doctor Doom with Franklin.
Franklin just talking to him. We didn't see Franklin in terms of Franklin being the immortal being that he becomes.
He already is. He brought back Sue to life.
That's true. He did. He did bring Sue back to life. So we know he's going to be important. But hey, anything else, Petey?
The Avengers, Scarlet Witch, whichever vision you got left over, Wasp, that this is your movie. Now, the Russos are very talented and they're able to do these stories with multiple characters, but I just don't want them showing up and say, "Hey, X-Men, we need your help." And Cyclops blasts them. You broke into the mansion. We had no other way to do it to get these fights going on. So
Yep.
that's my
No,
problem.
you're right. So I mean, I think that they kind of like selected most people. We didn't see
Something's
Beast,
gotta
like you
go
said.
wrong.
Like you said, we didn't see Beast. We didn't see David Harbour, who's what is the Russian guy? I forgot his name. Sebastian Stan, Florence. We saw that. Joseph Quinn. Who's Joseph Quinn? Is he a Fantastic Four? Um, so Anthony Mackie. We saw Alan Cummings. We saw Channing Tatum's, Rebecca Romaine. We saw that. We saw James Madison, Vanessa Kirby. We saw her. Tom Hiddleston. We saw Namor. We saw Patrick Stewart. We saw Ian McKellen, Magneto. We saw Hannah John Kamen. So that is the villain known as the Thunderbolt agent known as what is it? The one who mimics people's powers. What's that called again? The Taskmaster. And of course, Chris Hemsworth.
Taskmaster's dead.
Is it the Taskmaster? So it's
He's
the
dead.
other one. The Ghost, then. It's Ghost. So yeah. So then that's it. Then you have Paul Rudd. So they've shown us there, but then we know there's more. Where's Doctor Strange? Where's Spider-Man? Where's I don't even think they saw the Hulk. We know that there's more to go. So I think that this is just to get us what our appetites. Hey, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Hulk from the original Hulk. What's the name of that guy?
Lou Ferrigno?
No, no, well, not that far back. I'm talking about the more recent movie, the one
Oh,
that
they
made it.
talked about Edward Norton. Yeah.
Yeah, if they really want to do a house cleaning, they do that. They already showed Blade in the Deadpool movie. I expect them to show them again. You know, so.
Well, they got Gambit, so there's a possibility. But at the same time, I think with the amount of Avengers that they had, they don't need to do this. But they found out from the Doctor Strange movie that this kind of thing works, so they're gonna do it again. And we got what's the other thing? Deadpool and Wolverine, which did the same thing. So, all
Yeah.
right,
Well,
let's get
success
out of
is
here.
success. Hey, so if you like what you hear, give us a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, spin a rack.
We are.